Hello, this is Aaron Ledoux from over at EMI with another quick Lantek video. In this video, what we're going to cover is how to import multiple different components of a stair stringer into Lantek, how to then toolpath those components and export the G-code to run on your ACPC machine. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is actually bring those parts into Lantek. In order to do that, we're going to go up to this Add New Part button and drop that down and select this Add New Parts from DSTV Tubes option. From here, that'll open a file explorer. We can select the parts that we want to bring in. So I'm going to select these three parts and open, and that's going to begin the importing of the parts into Lantek. So now our three files are imported into Lantek. The first thing that we're going to need to do is kind of assign them names within the computer program. So what we're going to do is hold Control and click our three parts and just this fill in reference button. That'll change these reference names just to Lantek's internal reference names. From there we can just click OK. It's going to process through the files and then they're going to appear right here. So once we bring in our parts into Lantek, what's going to happen is Lantek is going to check in what's called the beams library in order to see if the material that we want to cut on is in stock or not. So in this case, there are no beams that will be able to nest this material. So that's why this new beams needed pop-up box appears. From here, if we just click create compatible beams, that will allow us to add in whatever beams we have in stock that we're going to nest these parts on. So for this case, I'm just going to say we have 252-inch beams and we have 3 of them. Just click OK. From here, what we can do is this automatic nesting button. That's going to nest the parts that we've brought in onto those beams we just said we had. And boom, there we go. 3 parts actually nested out on that one beam. So now what we have to do is we have to tell the Lantek what amperage of torch we're going to be using when we cut these. So if we come to this little pencil, which is the edit button, this is going to open up this nest properties, and here on this nominal power of machine selection box we can select 105 kilowatts. Technically the unit there is going to be amps for the amperage of the hypertherm unit. Basically what that's going to do is it's just going to select the 105 amp tech table that's in Lantek, and that will associate the feeds and speeds for the material to be cut. From here we can just go to automatic machining, and that will apply the toolpaths to the parts. Once the parts have been toolpathed, we can open up our design button. This is going to show us a 3D view of the nest that we can manipulate and spin around and look at in further detail. The two main things that we can be doing in this kind of viewing screen is under this cutting tab where it says technology, we can both change the feed rate quality for the cuts, so we can make it go faster or slower based on where on the material we're cutting. Or if we're doing some stair pans, stair stringers, we can change from cutting to marking, and we can switch between the two. So one place where this is kind of a critical skill is when we're looking at the flanges. At this moment, everything is going to come in and default to a feed rate of 1. You can see for these upper parts on the web, we're going to want to cut that a little bit faster than a feed rate of 1, where the flanges are okay being cut at a feed rate of 1, just because that's thicker material, so we're going to want to cut a little bit slower. So what we're going to do is if we come to here and we say feed rate of cut quality 3, and then all we have to do is select the lines that we want to cut at that faster speed. And then we can work down the stringer, changing those cut speeds. So once we have all those selected, we just click finish, and all of our feeds and speeds will save. Then we can go back to this home screen, save and return, and now we are ready to post this program. In order to do that, we're just going to come to this little floppy disk looking button. Click that. You can say a name. We'll just call this Lantek demonstration. You can put in your customer and all that kind of information there. Select OK. This place, you can tell it where you want to save out to a folder and what you want to name the file. So you can go through that, then click OK, and that will post out your G-code file to be run on your machine. First, it'll ask you if you want to do multi-work coordinate system mode. You can just say yes, OK, and then from there, now under this blue hyperlink text, that will open up your G-code file that will be ready to run on the machine. So that's kind of it in terms of, bringing 3 pieces in, nesting them, changing up some cut qualities so that it cuts at the right speeds, and then posting out that G-code file. If there's ever any questions on how to work this further, please feel free to give us a call anytime. Thanks for watching and have a good one.